जय शिला प्रभुपाद हरे कृष्णा नाम प्रभु की जय. Welcome all of you for the 66th session of Soulful Japa. So we'll take up the Japa in the middle or towards upright. So that what I'm going to say now also you could apply. Basically, we have trained ourselves well as far as chanting come hearing concurrently, each manifesting Nama by offering our Kriya Cheshta Jnana in a linked manner to the same sound, chanting and exactly hearing this. So what the theory behind it is also very clear. The practice behind it also very clear. You have been doing it. Absolutely nobody has any doubt over it. How to do it, how to practice it. And you're already practicing and you're seeing wonderful results. As much as a kind of eureka feeling that you got when you realize that concurrent chanting come hearing on the same sound was giving a taste in your heart to do more and more and more. That is a Divya Cheshta Ruchi. As much as that was a discovery for you, this equally important is the tasking. Once you understand how to do chanting and hearing, once you also understand how to do tasking, you're in 80% of your japa is settled. The rest is whole life you can go on developing the sadbhavana, background bhavana. So mindful japa and spiritful japa. Mindful japa, when you give tasking impulse, it becomes spiritful japa. Everything is finally becoming very simple. It's becoming very simple. But in order to bring out certain feelings that are there in this simple thing, we had to go through a lot of thoughts, reasoning, understandings, perceptions. Because of that, we are able to give that feeling. So I have a feeling that many of you feel a lot of comfort and feel a success and having understood and they, being very confident about what is this concurrent chanting come hearing. But I don't see the same kind of confidence with respect to even theoretically understanding this tasking from the kind of questions that I get. Still, there's a lot of lingering doubts are there. And as far as application is also concerned, there is a lot of. So, yesterday I thought of it a lot and tried to simplify it, as simplified as possible, step by step instruction on what happens in a tasking impulse. Spiritful japa, what happens? Individual, you lock your attention, no problem. Chanting, come hearing the very sound. Mindful. Unless you have this driving spirit, Uninterrupted mindful japa is difficult. I also told you that there will be great forces of interruptions which can pull us away from our individual chants of mindful japa. In that gap, before from one thing you go to the next one, no? In that gap, the mind will run away. When there is concurrent chanting and hearing, it will stay. But in that gap, something interesting will come and it will take away the mind. So there has to be a rasa in the gap. There's already Divya Chesta Ruchi on the bead. We need a Ruchi in the gap. That is tasking impulse. Then again you go to Divya Chesta Ruchi, you get in the next Hare Krishna, concurrent Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then next Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. In between, a rasa is required. Now what do we do? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare. Next Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare. There is nothing in between. Automatically, your one action is there in between. What is that? Moving from beat 1 to beat 2. That action is there. So a lot of people are doing japa. And all of them have this tasking action. Tasking action means moving from one beat to another beat. You can go from one beat to another beat tasking. Either you can do it, in a without a tasking impulse, or as auto action. Tasking impulse also has auto action, but there is something else. It has got an auto action of moving, japa action of moving from one beat to another beat. It's auto action. Trained, no problem. One beat is over, naturally my hand will move and will go to the next beat. Auto action is there in both spiritful tasking and plain tasking. Most of us do plain tasking. So just like concurrent chanting and hearing, this tasking impulse is a big discovery. Big discovery means, you see, we all discovery in practice. Everybody knows Sankhya Purvaka. Japa means you have to do 1 round, 2 round, 3, 4, 16 rounds. But it is a very practical discovery of how our attention is locked if we give a tasking impulse. So that means you need to understand what is tasking impulse very nicely, which I will try to explain today. So many ways I have explained all along, does not matter, repeat also, because this is so fundamental that once you get the grip of it, what is tasking impulse, and you already got the grip of what is concurrent chanting come hearing, then you are 90% done as far as whatever your mind has to do from your side. Whatever you have to do, you have done. Apart from, reading Prabhupada's books and increasing the background feelings and all those. That apart. That is a never-ending thing. The exchange of feelings between the devotee and the Nama Prabhu, is an ever-expanding thing. Okay. So therefore, even in your mind, you should think, there are only 2 secrets. Concurrent chanting come hearing, and tasking with tasking impulse. Most of the people do tasking without tasking. Tasking impulse is a feeling. Just like you say, impulsively somebody is doing something. It's a feeling. So that action of, anyway, tasking action is there, moving from one beat to another beat. That has to be done with a feeling. What is that feeling? Let us open up what is this? What happens between the two beats? Let's take an exploded view of it, just for the sake of understanding. Just because there I'm saying this happens, that happens, this happens, 4 5 things happen between one bead and another bead. You should not think, how can we think of all these things between one bead and another bead? No, no, it's an exploded view. It is all a feeling. Feeling does not read that much time as you are reading now, but still you need to understand what it is. Once you understand what it is, you get that feeling. So today we'll see that the tasking impulse. What is tasking impulse? Uh, put up that slide. Yes. Okay, now please be very attentive. I'll go very slowly. This slide is also not that I want. That slide is also available. Step 1. You've taken your bead. You're on bead number 1. There's a feeling, a micro feeling in the background. Desire and hope of succeeding in accumulating one more bead of pleasure giving to Nama Prabhu as his loving servant. Now I have to explain some new terms that I have put here, which obviously the wording itself gives a meaning. What is my, when I start my, when I'm going to start bead 1, what is my, I have a desire and a hope. Not simply I'm concurrently chanting and hearing. I have a desire and hope. What is that? By concurrent chanting and hearing, I am giving pleasure to Nama Prabhu. So desire is always there with hope. If you have a desire, you have hope that I will fulfill the desire. Is it not? Desire, hope, success. Desire, hope, success. In anything. So now on beat number 1, I want to chant and hear concurrently to give pleasure to the Nama Prabhu. This giving pleasure to Nama Prabhu by on each bead by concurrent chanting and hearing is called pleasure giving. You are giving pleasure to Nama Prabhu. And this is something that, we have to genuinely, okay, we'll see. So this is, based on what the Shastras reveal, what Guru Sadhu Shastra reveals, that when a Jiva chants and hears the Nama of the Lord, then that gives pleasure to the Nama Prabhu. Okay? So, hope and so feel desire and hope of succeeding in accumulating one more bead of pleasure giving to Nama Prabhu as his loving servant. So you got the thing, it's a feeling. Where is this feeling? It is in the background, nothing in the foreground, it's in the background mind. Before you do something to please somebody, you will have a desire and hope that you will succeed in pleasing him. So therefore, step 1 is to feel the desire and hope that now I am going to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Okay? Each Nama is absolute, each Nama is valuable, each Nama is full Krishna. So, it is so valuable. Then you start. Step 2, what is that? Step 2 is action in the foreground mind. On the next beat, you are now, you started, let's say You are in the middle of, I'm just explaining the first one is need not be bead one. Wherever you are now, you have finished one chanting. Now, next chant you are going to do. You have to have a desire and hope. It is a feeling. Desire and hope is a feeling. Desire and hope for what? Desire and hope for giving pleasure is a feeling. You release that. Can you release that? Yes. We desire so many things, and once you desire, you have a hope also. And then you want to chase it also. And you want to fulfill it also. So now next you want to fulfill it. How do you fulfill it? The foreground mind give pleasure to the currently manifest Nama by chanting come hearing concurrently. This is called pleasure giving. This is called pleasure giving. Please simply submit yourself and hear these things. Don't judge it and it's complicated and all these things. Don't think. There is a solution for everything. There is a stage by stage you have to understand things. Mind learns all these things very fast. Tasking. That's why I use the word tasking impulse. Ultimately, it is only an impulse. So you chant now. So first you have desire and hope, then you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Then next what happens? What you should do? Next step 3. Feeling in the background mind. This is also nothing to do with the foreground mind. Feeling in the background mind. What is the feeling? The feeling, the tasking delight. What is that? What is that delight? Feel success of having accumulated one more pleasure giving and moving closer to the target goal of total pleasure givings. Totally we want to give 16 into 108 pleasure givings. That also you can correct that. Target goal of total pleasure givings of 16 into 108. Or total 16 into 108 pleasure givings. There is no space, I can bring that. It's also a bigger font. Sorry. Pleasure givings. Goal of 116 into 108. Total pleasure giving. Okay. So in the this is also feeling in the background. It's a micro-tasking delight. What is that feeling? Feel success of. Now I just finished one bead. And one bead of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I have given pleasure to the Nama Prabhu 1. I had a hope I would give. I had a hope and a desire that is still maintained. With hope and desire, I am fulfilling this action. When action is fulfilled, my hope and desire becomes successful. So I feel a sense of accomplishment, success. Okay. And not only I feel a sense of success, but I am feeling that overall I am moving towards my goal. I am in the 5th round, 6th round, or wherever I am. Overall cumulative. So I am moving closer to there are 2 feelings. Feeling of success of the immediate one pleasure giving and feeling of cumulative success. Okay. You can write giving and cumulative success of moving closer. Third one. Giving and giving. No, and is there. Okay. Giving and then there. Cumulative success. Use caps for that. Bigger font success. Just see. It's so nice. I'm giving you an exploded view. The exploded view means what? If somebody wants to, let us say, I mean, in mechanical engineering, it is very, in a machine, no, you take out all its parts and give exploded view. Then you see all the connection between all these things. Otherwise, it is all put together and it is running. You do not know what are the interrelationship between one gear wheel and another gear wheel, all those things. So this is an exploded view of tasking impulse. This is not the way ultimately it runs. They all join together and run. One impulse. But now exploded view for you to understand. Because if you understand that, then the training requires all these things. Training requires these components. These components are not present now. Most step now next step 4. What is the next 4 step? Again, it is a feeling in the background mind. Yes or no? What is this for step 4? You are on the next beat. You are repeating step 1. Desire and hope of succeeding in accumulating one more pleasure giving to Nama Prabhu on the next beat. This again desire to succeed. So you desire to succeed. Then what it says, step 5, what is it? Action is on the beats. What is that? Tasking action. Move the next beat and repeat. Immediately go back to step 1. You move to the next beat. The moment you go to the next beat, beginning of the next beat, you have hope and desire. You finish your chanting come hearing. You have success. And in between the gap, there is success as well as hope. Success over the past done, past chanting come hearing done, and hope and desire for the one more pleasure giving. One more pleasure giving, one more pleasure giving, one more pleasure giving. Hope and success. Hope and success is very important. It's a very, very, very micro drop of success. Hope and but it has to be there. It has to be there. What do normally people do? Step 2 and step 5. Yes or no? Step 2 and step 5. Even step 2 they don't do properly. There is no concurrent hearing of chanting. Let us say mindful chanting. Mindful japa is step 2 and step 5. That itself is so powerful. Without tasking, we are able to do. Most of you, by practicing in 30 days, you're able to do a 75% you're able to do. But then in between the beats, it runs away. Now this is a solution for holding it in between the beats. Boy, this tasking impulse is happening between the beats. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 1, step 3, step 4. Please notice they're all feelings from the background mind. They're all feelings from the background mind, relating with the Nama that is beginning to appear by chanting and hearing, and on completion of it. Then again, beginning to appear, you have hope and desire. Hope and desire pervades your chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, succeeded. Feel that succeed. Then one more, I want to desire and hope for one more. One may say it is such a easily achievable thing. Why should I get so excited about desire and hope? Please don't underestimate the value of an opportunity to chant one Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in your life. It has got absolute value. The Lord is pleased with that. In the material world, just because we get in the material world, there's a different kind of value system. What is it? When something is only in great demand, then you give value to it. Something is very easily available, you won't give value to it. Even though it's intrinsically very valuable. The air we breathe is so valuable, but it is in free supply. Does anybody have any value? So in the material world, value is conditioned by demand and supply, material demand and supply. We should not fall into that trap. Just by the Lord's mercy, Prabhupada's mercy, I am able to chant 108 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. It is extremely valuable. Therefore, I written the note to genuinely feel success of accumulating one more pleasure giving to Nama Prabhu. We should have faith that every concurrent chanting come hearing gives absolute pleasure to Nama Prabhu. It gives absolute pleasure to Nama Prabhu. Material world also we get familiarized. Somebody is going on giving you something. Acha, theek hai yaar. Krishna's mind is not like that. He tastes his nama. You give million namas also he will taste. Because all his hunger is also infinite. His hunger to hear his name is also infinite. So Krishna also with the additional chanting of Hare Krishna is additionally happy. These are all revealed in the Shastras, not what we are saying. This is the revelation of the Nama Prabhu's Nama, Krishna Nama, Hari Nama's glories. So therefore, you have now understood that there is something from the back. Now, I am not disturbing the foreground at all. That's why I told you. Even in the beginning of mindful japa, when I told about tasking, whatever you can naturally coming, effortlessly coming, you give it. That means effortlessly what comes? Only japa action comes. Japa impulse includes action and feelings. Feeling plus action is called impulse. Most of us are giving only tasking action, but not giving tasking impulse. Tasking impulse is equal to, there is a feeling behind that japa action. There's a genuine feeling. What is that genuine feeling? Succeeding in accumulating. One more, one more, one more. Not only that, feeling of cumulative success that you feel, especially when you do Sakshi Mala, when you move, at that time you can feel cumulative success. One round is done. Big impulse, pleasure impulse. So therefore, you should not have any more doubt on this particular thing. Now let me see how, let me tell you how you can train yourself. Training yourself, as far as this training is concerned, it is something to be done between the beats. Taking pleasure in what you already did, pleasure of success in what you did, and wanting one more bit of that pleasure of success. That means one more hope and desire. Too much in more than this in language I cannot express. By now you would have got the feel of it, and this feeling means tasking impulse comes. Now you relish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You want to accumulate more and more, more and more, more and more, more and more. Like Rupa Goswami said in the quote we read out yesterday, day for yesterday, where Rupa Goswami says in Padyavali, says, Prabhupada also says, you see, another quote, Mexico. These are all tasking pleasures, the tasking impulse. These are all tasking impulse, what Prabhupada is trying. Drink more and become drunkard. Chant more and become perfect chanter. That means like a drunkard. Drink, drink, drink. There's happiness in drinking, not one more, one more, one more, one more. Then, mood of Rupa Goswami. Oh Lord, just as a miser continually collects, counts, and remembers his money, I got a chance. In the same way, let us continuously collect, count, and remember your holy name. Oh yeah, one mala I got today, two mala I have got today. My goal is 16 malas. Count, count, collect. Collect is called accumulation. Accumulation rasa. Accumulate. These are all very authorized. Rupa Goswami is authorizing us. Accumulation rasa. Because it is the most valuable thing. You have given one bit of pleasure to the Nama now, in this particular Nama, chanting and hearing. And how the Lord is obliged, or the Lord is pleased, please hear this quote. This is also in the previous module. The Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is also simply an address to the Lord and his energies. So to anyone who is constantly engaged in addressing the Lord and his energy can imagine how much the Lord is obliged. See, there is a feeling of the Lord there. Please understand, it's not that if you don't have Shraddha that the Lord is on your tongue and he is receiving all these things, then all these things will no use. All of them will be artificial. Shraddha is the foundation. Addressing the Lord and his energy, we can imagine how much the Supreme Lord is obliged. It is impossible for the Lord to ever forget such a devotee. It is clearly stated in this verse that anyone who addresses the Lord immediately attracts the attention of the Lord, who always remains obliged to him. We should have faith in these things. Something very wonderful, unbelievable thing is happening when you are chanting. That feeling should be there. God himself has come and is receiving, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, get an opportunity to please who? Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha, Anadiradir Govinda, Sarvakarana Karanam. That Lord, that Supreme Lord, that cause of all causes, who is immeasurable, omnipotent, immeasurable, unlimited person, he is descending on my tongue. His attraction is we have attracted his attention. Why? Because he loves his name alone. Krishna is full of self-love, but his self-love is absolute. His self-love means, what is his self? His self includes all selves. Myself doesn't include his self. A whole includes a part. Part doesn't include the whole. So his self-love means love spreads to everybody. Anyway, he has special love for his Nama. There is variety within that. Me, you are all part of Krishna. So he loves us also. But his love for his Nama is absolute extraordinary, and this Nama comes down. Therefore, let us say now you are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Whom are you serving? Nama Prabhu. Sound God, you are serving the sound God. Huh? And this Nama of the Lord, Krishna, loves his name. So if you love his name, you will love Krishna. Love his name means bead after bead, give him pleasure. We have read the definition of love by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The definition of love is giving pleasure to the object of love is love. Taking pleasure for oneself is called lust. So this japa is nothing but expression of love towards the Nama Prabhu. Bead after bead after bead, you are pleasing the Nama Prabhu by giving yourself to him. Chesta and attention, icha, you give. Desire, hope, fulfillment, everything only in the Nama. How much we become purified, how much our desire becomes purified. That's why tasking impulse is very important, because we are doubting our desiring tendency to please the Lord. Right now, all our desires are contaminated to please oneself. It's not a loving desire, it's a lusty desire. Our conditioning is only for lusty desires. Once we experience what is this loving desire means desire to please the object of love. When we start doing that, and our whole attitude of pleasure changes, because you get this higher taste. When you really give pleasure to the Lord, as I said, pleasure flows into us. Divya chesta ruchi. Kripa peksha, Satchidananda kripa, Satchidananda energy flows into. We'll be in bliss, we'll be in, this is the real way of Ananda for the soul. Real way of Ananda for the soul is Ananda of devotional service. Devotional service means what? One line. Action for the pleasure of the Lord. To please the Lord. You get back pleasure from the Lord, because it's a loving reciprocation. So therefore, between the beats, we have to feel something. And that for few days, if you want to keep this slide with you, and then you can trigger that feeling. This is a practice. Just to remind you. It doesn't affect your concurrent chanting come hearing, because you should very clearly tell, this slide which I kept in front of me is only meant for between the slides. I've already practiced, I know what to do. Prabhupada golden command during the beat. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. One impulse of hope, desire. First is success. Succeeded in accumulating one more. Hope, desire, one more. I'm spending this much time on this one. It requires, you need to build up your concept little by little. That's why, so many long modules about what is tasking pressure. So many examples I gave. Many other examples I have given about tasking pleasure. Like a sweet drink. So many examples I have given. I have listed all of them. that builds up all those things. But at the end of the day, this is what it is. So slowly you got familiar. First day, if I tell you everything about tasking, it will not strike you. Now, just like concurrent chanting come hearing has become familiar knowledge for you. You know very clearly what is to be done, and you are doing it also. Similarly, tasking also should become familiar. That is why I am spending so many sessions on this task. So there is a tasking mean, there is a tasking action, and there is a tasking feeling. Delight put together is called impulse. Impulse always leads you to an action. So instead of simply pushing the beat to one, push with a feeling of transcendental delight. That delight is a combination of desire, hope, and success. All three are there in that gap between the two beats. Desire, hope, success, desire, hope. 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Now, exploded view. How Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Success, desire, and hope for another success. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Successful. Desire and hope for another success. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, success. Hare Krishna, Krishna, another success. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Success. Another success. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna. One more. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram. One more. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare. Hope for one more. Hare Krishna, successful. Hope for one more. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare. Successful. Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare. Hope for success. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare. Successful. Hope for one more success. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare. Successful. Hope for one more success. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare. Success in what? Giving pleasure. Hope in what? Giving pleasure. You hope to give pleasure and you succeed in giving. Amazing force. Never, after this, you should say, I never do japa without tasking delight. That is why the tasking delight is a final nail. Attention lock. Let's do our today's japa. Please try to apply here in the background, tasking delight. Whatever, maybe every bead it may not be able to do, but whatever you can do naturally comes. Do it. Because almost now your mindful mind slice is almost ready. It's almost ready. You cannot disturb that so just because you want to give a tasking impulse. So you can, in one sense, you focus on that between the bead in this round. You focus on between the bead. The training mind slice has already, ensure that just because you're trying to give feeling in between the beats, it is going to take you away from chanting. It won't. Start. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna. Yashashvinya.
The process is that you chant Hare Krishna and exactly the same sound you hear.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare.
You simply hear. When you say Hare Krishna, you try to hear the very sound.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare.
Simply chant Hare Krishna and try to hear the sound. That's all.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare.
When you chant, you must hear also.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare.
When chanting, you must hear. Hare Krishna, you must give attention to hear.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare.
As soon as you chant Hare Krishna, you hear it, then your mind becomes locked up.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare.
Great. Okay, so um, going forward, um, I've few requests from few devotees that we are going too fast. Every day one module is becoming difficult for devotees to read and come. And so some suggestion is there. So I also thought it is good. We will have this session every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. After Saturday, again we'll have Tuesday. So every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, which will give you, Sunday and Monday to brush up everything. And between the two sessions, you have got one day. Tuesday I take, then you have got full Wednesday, then Thursday you come. So this way we are, for me also, it's been too fast. go back and write the whole module. It's been I've been speaking 1 hour here, but to write the module, I've been taking hours together. Uh, it has been very exciting for me. It has pushed me to do so fast. So many modules I have written in the course of this exercise of last 65 days. So please make a note of it, that we will have only on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Sunday you're free, Monday you're free. Then every one day in between you're free. Okay, that is one thing I wanted to tell. Then before I go to the questions, this particular slide on tasking impulse, as I is separately given in the Japa modules. Please take a printout or whatever it is, try to understand it properly. And you will see it is as important as chanting come hearing. Concurrent. Chanting and hear the very same, exactly the same sound. That command, the same importance is there in tasking impulse. Tasking action, everybody knows. We are all doing tasking action. Moving beat to beat, we are doing. But moving beat to beat, we are not doing with the feeling. That should become part of our japa. For that I told you, very important, each session, don't start a session without deciding, now I will not get up without 4 rounds or 1 round. Then what happens, as you go towards the foreground, that cumulative sense of success, that feeling will be there if you have that. Otherwise, okay, some more, nothing, okay, some you got about 10 minutes, 10 minutes, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. My idea, you get, keep it, okay. Keep on, sometimes you keep a clip also, so that you can continue from where you did. All those things you don't do. All those habits you should give up. Start 1 round, 7 minutes it takes. Minimum 1 round, you don't touch your beats. At least first learn to practice that I'll start on beat. I have my sadhya, my goal now, uninterrupted, without break, 108, finished. And feel a sense of success, bead after bead after bead after bead of giving pleasure to the Nama Prabhu. It's just like you are putting on toffee in Krishna's mouth, Krishna is putting on toffee in your mouth. 1 mala means 108 toffees you eat, 108 toffee Krishna eats your bhakti, and you eat the pleasure of pleasing my Lord. So one more slide I will show you, which again gives you clarity on purpose, desire and intention. Okay, purpose, desire and intention of japa. As I explained earlier, the purpose is to achieve that sense of completeness with Krishna. That is the whole thing. When my Satchidananda gets linked up with the Satchidananda, I feel a sense of completeness and awakening of my love for Krishna. That is the purpose of japa. Purpose of japa is to awaken my spiritual self, my spiritual mind, my spiritual senses, my spiritual love for the Lord. That is the purpose of japa, that you all know. So purpose is to achieve awakening through completeness of Satchidananda. Awakening of what? Our original love of Krishna. Now, once you have a purpose, then you have a desire. You'll have many desires. Just like you see, desires are many. For instance, example I'll give you. You want to build this temple. That's the purpose, right? Now you have so many desires lead to building of the temple. Desire to have a design, desire to get an architect, desire to purchase the materials, desires to coordination, desire planning, and desire. So many desires are there. Those desires, once you have, let us say you have to purchase cement. You have a desire. It's many desires. When they are fulfilled, your purpose is achieved. Now, the desire for fulfillment, what you need? Action. Is it not? You want cement, then you have to find out what is the best price and where you can get and all those things. And these are all action. So action has an intention. What is the intention? To satisfy my desire. Get the best cement at the best price. There is an intention. Isn't it? Action has an intention. So now, from this example, you just see japa also. To achieve awakening through completeness of Satchidananda is our original purpose. The desire in to achieve this purpose is what? To please each nama by delightfully chanting, to welcome, come joyfully hearing, to associate, concurrently, called one pleasure giving. Second desire is what? To enthusiastically accumulate more and more pleasure givings to Nama Prabhu by uninterrupted tasking. So this is the two things I want to achieve. Okay. Now what is the intention? How can I achieve this? Unless I achieve attention connection, it is not possible to please the Nama. So intention means intention of action. So intention of action of japa is to establish attention connection by linking chanting and hearing the same chant. This is the intention of mindful japa. This is what we have practiced. This intention has now gone into our training module. New module, mind slice. New mind slice has already absorbed it. So purpose drives desire. Desire drives intention. Unless you have a purpose and a desire, why would you bother about have an attention connection? Why are you struggling? Oh, I have to concurrently chant and hear. I cannot be separately doing hearing, separately doing chanting. No, I have to chant and hear simultaneously on the same nama. What is your drive for that? Otherwise it is an offense. No, I'm not pleasing the nama. No, inattentive japa. So desire is what? To please the nama by attentive chanting, concurrent chanting, and then to build up, enthusiastically build up those things. Now, if I do this every day, today I do, is not enough. Tomorrow I do, is not enough. Guru has told me, whole life you do. End of the day, end of the whole life. What does Guru say? I will take you, I will awaken you, I will take you to the Supreme Lord, I will awaken your Satchidananda love for the Lord. So they're all connected. Purpose, desire, intention. This has to be in the background, always at the top level. Why you are doing japa should be there. Okay. So now I'll go to the questions. This also I'm posting in the japa module, this slide also. So here are the questions. Just want to know how demigods steal punya of our japa activity when our japa beads are open instead of doing in japa bag. I heard so same with Gayatri mantra. You see how the demigods are relating with this material world, we cannot see with our eyes, no? We understand from the scriptures that everything, the material world, the different demigods are in charge of different supplies of everything in this material world. We are not thinking these are all automatically running. There are administrative demigods who are in charge of various things on this earth, supplying air, supplying water, supplying fire, everything. There are devatas for all these things. So much so that Madhvacharya says even your eyelid cannot move without devatas involvement. Their different devatas are in control of different things. So that apart. So we do not know. the medium by which they act. So if the Shastra says that they do steal, because what did I say? Why do they steal? Japa activity is such a, if done with bhakti, is very, 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 very powerful, very powerful. Or japa beat on okay, so that is all I can answer as of now. That my knowledge is limited to that much. Exactly the mechanism, how they come and steal it, I'm not interested in knowing also. Bhakti Vinod Thakur said they'll try to steal it, don't take your mala out and chant. Better you do it in your bag. So, can you please provide full module index just as you have given today from module 1 to 12 about Sevia, like that? Yeah, I will try to improve some presentation, give me time, I'll improve those things. Even I know we jumped from 12, then we went to 27 module, we started practice modules. I may, you may be surprised, I may rearrange the whole set of modules. I may bring after 17th, 18th module, I may bring back 27. And let us see. Bear with me if the numbers change. Okay. Can we understand the tasking impulse to be the feeling of not leaving the association of Nama Prabhu? Wonderful. Yes, it's great. We can take it like that also. One beat over the next one. But I'm telling you one thing. Please train your mind for 3 elements: hope, desire, hope, success. 3 very important feelings in the mind. Mind gets purified like anything. Like anything. Imagine 1728 times you are giving this impulse every day. All desires for sense gratification will go away. Because 1728 micro desires, micro hope, and micro you are fed to your brain and mind. Body and mind itself becomes very calm. I'm saying at the bodily level itself, mental level itself, it has got tremendous effect. Purifying. Biggest problem, where is our problem? Where is our biggest contamination? Our contamination is in our desiring potency, hoping potency, and feeling success plus. We desire wrong things. We desire sinfully wrong things, sense gratification. That is a contamination of desire potency. Similarly, we are hoping that there is pleasure in the material world, constantly hoping this will be better tomorrow, that will be better, this material adjustment, that material adjustment will make things better. So that is also wrong application of hope. And there is success. What do you define success as? The material world, what all wrong things we apply, we have sense of success. If I get money, it is success. If I get this, that is success. Hare, you chant one Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That is the biggest success. So therefore, do this. Want to do this. If you want to get trained properly, do what I say. This is better than nothing, but do what I say. For a few days, you'll see, then it becomes you will become used to it. Okay. Japa looks like Japa is good when Nama Prabhu decides. Otherwise, why one day there is locked attention and very next day Japa is tough or average? Even though how hard we try, study module, etc., please guide. Okay. See, 2 things are possible. One is you are desperately trying. Nama Prabhu wants to tease you. Okay. You be patient and keep trying. If you're following everything, He will give you the mercy. You have to have, first of all, you have to have faith. Somewhere, some faith, if it is lacking, Divya Chesta Ruchi won't come. Foundation is faith. Foundation is faith. If you think all these things are processes, mechanical processes, these are not mechanical process. Every step there is a pleasure of the Nama Prabhu involved in it. The goal is Nama, 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 Nama. Concurrent chanting of what? Nama. The process concurrent chanting, there if you focus, of whom? Of Nama. Asking delight. Of what? Giving pleasure. No, not giving pleasure. Giving pleasure to Nama. Again, the center is Nama Prabhu. So without forgetting the Nama Prabhu, see, even though how hard we try, study module, etc., if you're probably you tell me in the next class when we come, you tell me if you have applied the tasking impulse as I have described. Let it take 10 minutes, 12 minutes per round. Doesn't matter. You apply the tasking impulse and between them. Practice. You'll definitely succeed. But still, ultimately, everything I told you, everything, whatever you do, that Divya Chesta Ruchi does not come in our heart in each bead. Nama doesn't put there. Lock attention is. Therefore, you have to first told you two things. Take the mala, sadhya. How many rounds I'm going to now in this sitting I'm doing. 2. Pray to Nama Prabhu and Prabhupada. Give you the doing taste, doing knowing taste, doing knowing tasking taste. Okay, you will succeed. Lord won't tease. I was just joking. Lord will not tease. If you follow all his instruction, he will not tease you because he only has told to do it. But if you get too much proud that I have become very expert, now my mind will never go out of Nama. If you become proud, then Nama will show you once in a while. He will teach you. Because ultimately he wants to know, I am giving you the bala to chant. I am giving you the teja, I am giving you the feeling that makes you, that just ruchi, makes you do service to me. Bhagavato balena, bhagavato tejasa. Bhagavata karma karishyami. I sleep at 10 p.m., wake up morning at 3 a.m. and 11, 12, 2, 3. Okay, get ready in 30 minutes. Go for chanting. There's a lot of noise in the mind for first few rounds. Is it because lack of sleep? Wake up without alarm? Normally, I would not say it. It depends person to person. You please check yourself. At least 5.5, 6 hours is required. Looks like you are sleeping only 5 hours. 11, 12, 3 o'clock you are getting up. So you yourself can judge and see. Sleep little earlier and see, or sleep little more. I wake up without an alarm. Okay, so does not matter. How does it matter? You do your, let the noise be there. Not first few rounds. You please go and read my module, the previous module, where I am giving the technique of anchoring tapasya. Like in the training module, you have done training module. If you have done training module, if you're not done, you'll have hundreds of questions from what I'm saying. If you've done training module, you simply have to think that you're going through the training now for one mala. More than one mala is not required. By then it will get locked up. Okay. Especially if you give tasking pleasure, all those things. Next. We are blessed with teacher like you to guide us in spiritual journey. A lot of gratitude. All Srila Prabhupada's mercy on all of us. It is I am ever grateful to Srila Prabhupada for giving me this service. And all of you are so, seriously sitting and hearing for 65 days. It's a very, it's a very big yajna that we are all pulled into by Srila Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya. Thank you. Initial 5-6 rounds, mind locked and inattentive. We lose hope. And 16 rounds out to be inattentive. The entire japa experience is tiresome. How to avoid? It's the same question. You asked the earlier question also. Either you have to talk to me. Okay? I know you are attending regularly. That I know. I have seen your initials. So I will help you. Okay? So before I tell you that, you please follow the tasking aspect. Try to understand that. Apply tasking thing and then tell me how it is. When we meet next we are meeting on Tuesday. You please tell me. How should one read Prabhupada's book with an intention to retain in the background mind? If you have an intention to remember, then as soon as you read some things, you just stop reading for 2 minutes and repeat to yourself the concepts. So one paragraph you read, after that, what is the idea? You have to tell yourself, or even you can write it. Okay, this is what Prabhupada said. Or keep the book open and in your own words you say what Prabhupada said. It will retain. I have one question, that since I am not satisfied with my mindful japa, should I have to attain minimum requirement of mindful japa to go to the second step of chanting between the beats, 2 beats? No, it's not. You can go together. Any weakness in mindful japa will get substituted, complemented, supplemented, and it will improve your mindful japa. But please understand, mindful japa formula is on the beat, and between the beats is the tasking. Don't now spread your tasking effort throughout. No. You should that's why I'm saying it won't disturb. Instruction for chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then there is this tasking. Then again, when you are on the bead, so there is a bead, gap, bead, gap, bead, gap. Bead, mindful, apply mindful japa. Gap, apply tasking impulse. Okay. Thank you very much. We'll all meet again on Tuesday. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu Ki Jai.